So I had to turn some stuff off. Okay. Yo, what's going on, people? It's your boy Sophist with another stream. You already know Valen and Stone is in here. What's going on, guys? David Bennington, he's up in here like last time. Florian's here. He's Florian. You know, he's doing what he's doing.
He's the Florian Triangle, baby. He's a mystery. He's mysterious.
So, today's topic is basically to you and your own personal definition. What makes a hero? And we're gonna go through heroic characters. So I guess we'll start with Stone. From your own personal definition, there's no right or wrong answer. Like, what makes someone a hero to you?
No, there's a wrong answer.
Someone who's selfless and courageous, and who cares about others, and who wants to do good. But they can still have like their own mental and own fucked up problems. But as long as they want to try to help people and for the greater good, I guess that's what I would sum it up to.
Well, okay. Well, with that being said, I guess. Anybody want to go off of that?
I'll go last. I'll let Dave go.
Okay. Well, with that being said, then Sonny, who's your first character then?
Zatch Bell.
Okay, let's go. Let's explain for real. Let's go.
Zatch Bell? Wait.
Yeah.
Is that the cross-dressing little child?
Cross-dressing. No, yeah. he dope as fuck though. It's.
Well, hold on. Let's Sonny go ahead. So Sonny, what makes Zatch Bell a hero to you? Or give some examples if you can.
I just don't remember who it was. That's what I was asking.
It's just like his personality, his morals, and like he always wants to do good and try to help people. And like the whole premise of the manga or the anime was just for them to fight and become king. And it got to a point when he's seen that like how many people were suffering, not just the demons, but the humans too. And he wanted to change that and stop that from happening so everybody can be happy.
The Menudo.
To me, that's real dope.
Right? So what were they called? Menudos or something like that?
Menudo.
Yeah.
So wait. So
I remember at some point a little boy was wearing a dress. That's all I remember.
Yeah, but he can shoot out a thunder dragon.
Well, let's keep it on topic though. Like so, what I remember, all I remember the series is that they were fighting in this tournament. That's why I was
who to become the Demon King.
Right. So when you say he's somebody you named as a good hero, like, so can you give some like, so what about this tournament that was bad about it? You say he was trying to stop it.
Like like how he started noticing that other demons would manipulate other humans' hearts and like controlling to do shit, and how they was like causing chaos for just the human world, and people and then some of the demons want to take it over and destroy the human world, and how they abuse their power.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't finish the series. I didn't
finish. The anime didn't finish, but I read the manga like in December.
Okay.
Because I had remembered it when I was high.
Now you said a hero is somebody who will go of their self and do their best to like protect. So like, what's an instance? Is there any instance of him doing that, like throwing his body in a way or whatever?
Yeah, like all the time. Like whenever like somebody's about to get hurt or die, he's like the first character always jump in front of them and help me. Like even if his body's like broken and damaged, he's always usually the first one to jump in front of an attack for somebody.
Okay, yeah. I remember that.
And sometimes
he's very shonen like that.
Yeah, he even does it to the villains too. Like he starts having compassion for the villains when he finds out like some of the villains are being controlled by like the top bad guy and shit like that.
Basically, he doesn't just see him as the guy I need to beat up. He still sees him as a person or demon.
And it kind of has like that Naruto effect where like everybody, even the villains, meet him. Then later on, they want to follow him because he's such a good dude.
That's very
but that like always happens.
Yeah, that's very true. All right. Valen, you said you don't want to go next because you're kind of next on my screen. Let's throw up my order.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I do want to save my last one for last though, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead. Well, first thing first, your definition of what makes someone
first. I think everybody has the classic, and I believe what he said, what Sony said was absolutely right. But also perspective, and that's going to be Mamudos. That's what it was. Anyway, not Menudos. Sorry, that threw my brain because Menudo's a boy band from Mexico.
Yeah, it was. It was a boy band.
But anyway,
boy band? What the fuck?
Yeah, Menudo was a boy band. Anyway,
kick out the member once they hit 13 and replace them. So they stay 13 forever. Ricky Martin.
Damn.
Yeah, Ricky Martin was one. Enrique Iglesias, like lots of people. I want to say Mark Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
all anybody.
More of a
who
brand than a band, actually.
Anyway,
It's more of
we're getting way off topic here. Let me
yeah, my bad.
jump away from that and back onto what I'm going with a theme this week, and that's going to be perspective. And the first one is a very obvious perspective, and I'm going to go with Spider-Man. Spider-Man on multiple occasions has proven and time again to put himself selflessly in front of any situation, regardless of what the perceived right or wrong is, so long as he understands what the point of justice is. He's done it time and time again, to the point where during Civil War, when he like pretty much died, he was carried off by Steve Rogers, a member of the opposing side, mind you. And Steve Rogers was like, when you grow up, kid, you're going to be the best of us. You know what I mean? Because his heart is so pure and so down for the fight. And from that perspective, that's what makes from that perspective, that's why it's easy to see why Spider-Man is a hero.
Yeah. Well, you know what makes, if I can speak on Spider-Man, I love Spider-Man, but not because he can do whatever a spider can, right? But it's because as cool as that is, from the start, he was just this 15-year-old kid. And then, he got a job selling pictures of himself fighting super criminals, help his aunt pay for her hospital bills. And, it's just everything Peter does is not for himself. And Peter has the worst luck. His life is not good, but he never complains, and he never tries to make his life better. He tries to make the life of everybody around him better.
Fine.
Even when he was 15. I love Spider-Man.
Yeah,
even like when he plays the game, you just hear Jonah just talking shit about him on like his podcast over and over. Like it got to the point on the game where I just had to cut that shit off because it was making me so much like, nigga, he's saving the day, you bitch.
I can never turn it off because it's funny, but I hate that he said it was just a fact.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
because he just be trolling too. I was like, come on, Jonah.
It's spouting bullshit. But yeah,
sometimes he be right low key. Like some of the shit he sounds like, I don't want to agree with you.
Another thing about Spider-Man is he's that type of, he really is. So if you want to talk about Spider-Man's capabilities, he has city level capabilities, right? He can
throw a car.
Like the city, what I'm saying, but patrol, he's or even country level, like or cosmic level, you want to go, but like for the most part, let's say he's a city level hero, but he stays street level, he stays to the ground, very low. Even though he's strong enough to go beat up the giant robots and fight the supervillains with the death rays, and he stays close because he wants to stop the muggers and he wants to stop kids from getting bullied and he wants to help
the people that
like helps the environment, like the pollution and shit. I was like, this nigga's so fucking dope.
You got certain heroes, like I said, you got like street level heroes, you got city level heroes, you got star level heroes, like you got like Iron Man, who's a planet level, like his goal is the planet, right? You got like and he fights threats to planets. Iron Man's not about to stop a bank robber. He doesn't, you know what I mean? Like Spider-Man
unless it's on his way to stopping the giant like death machine that came from yonder space. Earth. Like then he'll just kind of flippantly shoot a little rocket launcher thing, fire 19 missiles, like incapacitate all of them, and leave it for the cops.
Leave it for the cops, as opposed to somebody like Daredevil, who's a street level hero. Daredevil will stay on the street. Like I said, and so different. You need different heroes for different things. But Spider-Man, as powerful as he is, he stays to the street. He's the strongest street level hero that I could really think of. Probably about Luke Cage, maybe. But even if that's just straight abilities, capabilities, movement, speed, Spider-Man is way too OP for the streets, but he stays on the streets anyway.
Jessica Jones is a good answer to that.
True.
He said the strongest street level, and he said Jessica Jones, and that's like, you know what? That's really hard to argue with.
I was talking more about everything. When I say like strongest, I don't mean like just sheer strength. I meant like if you add up all his abilities, how fast he is.
Oh, yeah.
He's well stacked for just a street level hero.
His spider sense would be enough to like put him over the top of most people. Let's just be real about that shit.
Like I didn't know spiders were so fucking strong.
But he stays to the street and to the point.
Yeah.
Man can punch a hole in you. He can really end his villains, and he doesn't. What's going on, Dave?
I think Florian's back.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Hey.
You got to add so far? What we saying?
Yeah, no. For right now, I was just listening. I was making up my list and thinking of what I'm gonna say for when it's my go. But
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, who's next?
Spider-Man is awesome. We still talking about Spider-Man right now. Hold on.
Oh,
We still talking- I love Spider-Man, bro. Spider-Man is the shit. And it's like I say, for his level of power.
There be no Spider-Man slander on this stream. There
Bro,
be no
hold on.
No, absolutely
Spider-Man
not.
slander on anybody's stream.
I will find the link to get in there, and I'll bring the smoke.
I would get
Just
in there
hack it.
somehow. I would shut the stream down. I would DDoS the Spider-Man slander stream. DDoS the Spider. There is no Spider-Man slander. Period.
And we will add to that list as we see fit. And we will add to.
We would add to the list as we see it. If you speak bad on Spider-Man, you should pull a
Oh
shame.
damn, y'all about to get me to smoke too. Let me go get my ball.
But with that being said, so we all agree Spider-Man is the dopest.
Yeah.
Dave, what's the definition of a hero? And you'll give me your first one.
Hey, my definition of a hero is anybody who can overcome themselves for the greater good. Who can overcome their own anxieties, their own fears, their own pride in order to do what is objectively right. And the best persona of that, and there's two characters, but I'm going to stick with the one because I think the one really matches the persona. Anthony Stark, aka Tony Stark, Iron Man. Yeah, he overcame himself, in order to become Iron Man. Every time he thought he got better, there was a new challenge, and then he had to become even better. So he constantly became a better person, which ultimately made him a better Iron Man. And that to me is when you can overcoming oneself, that's the hardest enemy you will ever take down.
Especially like the arc when he was like an alcoholic, he had to overcome that. It's so many instances like when he just overcome and become a better hero and person overall. That's just dope.
I guess I would just add to this. I have to ultimately about to think about it, but Iron Man is going to be my first pick as well.
That's why I coughed because I knew that.
Outside of just being an Iron Man fanboy, but I agree with you. But also because Tony, he fundamentally in his mindset, he's a futurist, right? Now that could be attributed to ego, but I think Valen's going to bring this topic up next, so I'll let him do that. But in Tony's mindset, he's a futurist. So he's thinking about not necessarily how can I save people in the now, but how can I just help the planet overall? So like I say, his mindset isn't like a city. It's I'm going to create energy sources for cities. I'm going to build robots that I don't have to be inside that can stop crime. I'm going to do this. And he never stops. He never stops inventing. He never stops giving up with himself because he wants to put a suit around the planet. And that's crazy because he's given up so much of himself to the point where people will argue, what is Tony Stark doing? He's like, well, there is no Tony Stark anymore, right? Because Tony Stark is the machine that drives Iron Man. So if Iron Man can't be done because the planet always needs to be saved, then Tony Stark can never be done. So he gives that much of himself, and I love and respect him for that because he never stops trying to improve.
Also, I wanted to add this in there too, that he seemed to also have a stronger moral code and a stronger moral compass than even his father, Howard Stark. Howard Stark really didn't have that. Really, to me, he didn't perfect that moral compass.
To be fair, Tony had to get that compass because at first he was kind of a rich kid.
Yeah, he basically borrowed Steve's compass. Like, let's just be real about that. Like, he's got on the back of his compass, it does say "Made by Steve Rogers."
No, I mean, let's be real. So, you can argue it took his world getting rocked, but when his world got rocked, he realized, bro, hold on, I shouldn't make weapons like this. You know what I mean? Like, and he actively sought to undo that. So he changed, but at first Tony was kind of Tony. You know what I mean?
Now,
like
this is where I play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Don't you dare.
Oh, it's happening. No,
it's happening.
Tony Stark is an absolutely brilliant man. His intellect is off the scale. So he understands that one man's life is a pittance in the scope of not only his cosmic understanding of the world, since in the Marvel universe there's planets beyond planets beyond planets. And he understands that he is a single individual in a vast ocean, a vast space of life. And he understands things that last are legacy. And therefore he would use his, and you're not going to like this, his ego and his intellect to justify his ego to create these giant planetary things. His ego isn't small enough to be contained by something as we'll say mundane as just protecting a city from giant space robots and threats like that. He wants to put a suit around the world. He wants to leave a legacy of protection of America, so the name Tony Stark never dies. His ego is tied so intrinsically to his achievements that it would be almost impossible to separate the two, and it's only his intellect and choice of words that makes you think it's all for the greater good of everybody, but it's really the greater good.
No.
Hold on, wait. Before I'll let you go, David. But this is a very fair argument because in the Superior Iron Man storyline, we saw a story with Tony Stark who put all his knowledge, intellect, and resources, and instead of trying to help the planet, he focused solely on himself. And by all means, he became a way better Iron Man as a figure of power, but he lost every essence of being a hero. But if all it took was a slight shift of his focus from being the planet to himself to immediately lose all his heroic qualities, there is some connection to ego there.
It's his ego that gives him the balls to say, I can put a suit around the planet. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain amount of good ego that comes with being Tony Stark. But to say that everybody wants to make him so altruistic, but really he's doing this so he leaves a legacy and the name Tony Stark never dies.
But you also have a man who's so ego, let's say, is so big, he's haunted by little things, because like I said, he's so smart. Well, if aliens exist, they'll show up. Well, if demons exist, they'll show up. What? So he's like, well, with that being said, well, all these things existing and then them showing up, then I need
let me check the chat real quick.
David's muted. Unless he's doing something.
Wait, I'm trying to figure something out.
Yeah, my bad. I was back. I was doing bathroom stuff, brushing my teeth and shit.
How dare you be hygienic? This fucking monster.
Hello?
Okay, that's better.
You kiss your mother with that clean mouth?
Yeah. I would hope so.
You're actually next. No, wait, no, you brought up Iron Man. I thought I brought up Iron Man.
We both kind of went in on Iron Man, and then
you were going to respond to Paul.
Yeah, I want to also respond that he's not that. Oh yes, he is rather egotistical. That's an issue. But listen, I don't disagree with that. But as a person with an ego, and I'm talking to people who also have egos, we can all understand it. And no, but what I was saying is that yes, he does have a big ego, but I think also that's what makes him cool, is that he always is able to transcend said ego.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think it's transcend. I think it's twist his ego to work for everybody's benefit. Like I said,
wait a minute.
Things aren't happening.
Here's a fair question.
What's up?
Wave asks, does him wanting to leave a legacy diminish his status and what he's done as a hero?
Ooh.
No.
It should not at all.
No.
Not a little bit.
No.
If ego is his driving factor, does it take away the accomplishments?
No. Listen, Michael Jordan was the most egotistical basketball player of all time. We still call him the greatest basketball player of all time. So Kobe Bryant was one of the most egotistical basketball players of all time. He's also the same man who won 5 championships. like, yes, of course we want all of our heroes to be like Tim Duncan, but sometimes we might get Michael Jordan. That's just a situation.
All right. Well, damn, we should have did this, but I just want to say Iron Man is my personal favorite hero. I won't count that as slander because it's rooted in truth, but there'll be no Iron Man slander.
It's not slander. It's not slander.
Yeah, it's not slander because it was rooted in truth. I have to.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm not out of pocket on this. I'm just offering a different perspective.
I'll tell you who's not a hero: Captain America. Captain America is not a hero. Captain America.
Hail Hydra.
bro. Florian,
Yeah.
what's a hero to you? And give me your first one.
Well, how I designed all my 3 picks to be at least was I highlighted different facts that make a hero, and I went from anime to comics to anime again. But my first one has to be the most generic pick, and the one I wanted to be more popular so everybody could see where I'm going. And I'm picking Midoriya from My Hero Academia. And this character trait is because of selflessness. Now, time and time again, a hero needs to put one's own, goals, aspirations for the sake of others. He needs to save people. He needs to be selfless to save people. You see that at the very first episode, or was it second episode, where he saves Bakugo from the thing. Even though he had no powers, he had no quirks, he only had one plan of action, and it didn't work. But he still went in there knowing that he probably wasn't going to win. Then you see it again at the hero, the training camp, where he knows out of all the students that were there, he knew All Might had a time limit on how long he could use his power. So he stepped in several times in order to stall for All Might, in order to help All Might out and to do stuff. And he also saved, I believe it was Aizawa, or like when he tried to punch Shigaraki and then Nomu came in. He put himself again at danger again. Then you have the whole Bakugo situation where he knows. What's up?
Froppy. Sue.
Oh, Sue, yeah. So you have the whole Bakugo situation where he knows he's not allowed to save Bakugo. It's against the rules and all that stuff. They weren't allowed to use their quirks. They can't, they had their hands were tied, but they still decided to go despite everything. In Kirishima's words, how can I call myself a hero if I can't save my friend? And I know it sounds like really Naruto-y, but the difference between this and Naruto is that these guys actually want to be heroes. Their whole purpose of being in this school is to save people. Yeah. So Midoriya has to be the fitting pick for the first choice because he embodies that Superman goodness. Like, he's just here to be happy. He's here to save the day. He's here to put himself in any situation in order to save others.
Right. I can respect that.
I can't.
Midoriya. Midoriya is...
What's on everybody's minds?
Okay, I was going to say...
I want to know why he can't.
Oh, I can't. And the reason why I can't is because, yes, they're going to school to become heroes, but if the point is saving people, then him saying that he's doing this for selflessness, nah, nigga, he's doing this for a grade. He's doing this for a GPA. That's
whoa. You cannot stand for Iron Man. Like, I want to do this because I want to leave a legacy, and that'd be fine. And then shit on somebody for trying to get an A. Fuck that. No, sir.
No. I'm not saying
what you earn. Okay, he want an A, let him get an A. It doesn't matter It doesn't matter the reason if the good is good, right?
Yeah.
Good is good. If the overall product, you know what, and that's
now the thing.
No, I disagree. No, I disagree. That's the type of results oriented thinking that you get. Oh, it worked, didn't it? Rather than doing things the right way. What is in Midoriya's heart? What is in Midoriya's heart isn't necessarily to help people. What is in Midoriya's heart is to become like All Might. What if All Might was a piece of shit? Would he then want to become All Might? You understand what I'm saying?
But the thing with what you said.
Well, hold on, wait a minute. To be fair, throughout the course of the story, one thing that's true at the start, but that's one thing All Might has been effectively teaching out of Midoriya. Everything from the use of his quirk to how he fights. He was like, you don't have to be like me. You just have to be a hero.
Be your own hero. But the thing, what David said, like I feel like that's completely misunderstood about him doing it for a grade, because those 3 instances where I pointed out none of those was for a grade. He never got an A plus. No one said good job, Midoriya. In fact, every time he does step up in front of situations he's not supposed to be into. All his teachers scold him for it, even though it was the right thing to do. They know he had to do it, but he said like you could have gotten yourself hurt. But he said he doesn't care because that's what a hero does. He has to be putting himself in front of others.
Yeah, like Wave's got a point.
Wait a minute. This is a very fair question. If Deku was still learning to be a hero, can you consider him?
That's literally what I was about to ask. Yeah.
Say it again.
I mean, a hero is just a hero. It's not like what's it called? That's like saying, oh, you're not official until you're Facebook official. A hero is a hero. He saved people. In the world, of course, it's a legal thing. Like, you have to have your probably a certificate and, graduate from school and all that. But a hero is still a hero.
Okay.
Yeah, I think in My Hero Academia, at the very least, the term hero is very much a specific job title.
Yeah,
you know
it is a job title.
Yeah.
So
the whole point of the character stand.
There's a difference between being heroic and being a hero in My Hero Academia. So yeah,
and therein lies the problem. So I think the problem is that
I'm about to say, like some superheroes, like in Marvel, DC, they're not very heroic. You could be like Booster Gold, you know what I mean? Like, so you could be a superhero and not be heroic. The point of this stream is heroism. But go on, David.
Once again, and that's where I was going with it, is it goes to what's in your core. Because if you're telling me that you're doing this solely to become like somebody, then that means that you would do anything to be like that person. You're not showing me who you are as an individual. Like, now, if you're saying that I want to be a hero and I want to do what's right, oh, I'm all for it. But when you say that I want to be like a person, hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Hello?
No, Dave, I
Yeah, we hear you.
So, David, I understand your point here, but and it's a fair one. But like I said, that's with things being a work in progress. That's the story. He's the work in progress, right? So he's not like an established. He's not even a rookie. He's still trying to figure. Not even as a hero. I mean, as a person, he's still trying to figure himself out. He doesn't really know what he's doing.
That's not true because the first thing that he did was before he.
I'll be back in a moment.
The thing that inspired All Might. The thing that inspired All Might, the fact that while everybody else was running away, he ran towards danger.
Yeah, we heard.
That was, and you can say that's because he admired All Might, but at the same time, if you admire somebody's qualities enough that they become intrinsic in you enough that you don't think and you react in a way like that they would find appeasing so that you could be like them, then that still becomes who you are. Because
no. That's 100% true. I tell people all the time, what you say isn't what you believe. What you believe is what you do. And what he did was react and try to save his friend. So he believes that's what he needs. That's what he is. You're 100% correct. But what I meant, and I say he's not. Like I said, like there's people who will say stuff and they don't act accordingly because they don't know themselves. Even as what that is in his nature as a person, he's still figuring himself out. Like with his own quirk. The reason he kept blowing his arm off is because All Might said, like, dude, you're thinking about this quirk because you're so into All Might. You think of these like punches, like special moves in a video game where like you smash and you blow your arm up. Like, dude, it's a quirk. Just use it. Like, he had to really, Deku really is still figuring himself out. He's like, okay, it's a quirk, cool. Gotta blow. It's not like a special attack. It's just something I can do. Oh, okay, All Might's okay. You're still slugging punches. You're still trying to fight like me. You don't have to fight like me. Deku's like, I don't have to fight like All Might. You know what I'm saying? He is still figuring himself out.
I mean, we have to keep in mind that Deku's still only 15. Like he had All Might was his idol. Of course he's gonna look at All Might like, oh, I want to be like All Might. I want to be like All Might. Like how basketball players look at either Kobe, AI, Jordan, and stuff, and be like, oh, I want to be like them. They're gonna watching their moves and seeing how they do. But as time goes by, as time passes, you become your own person, and you're just seeing the build up right now.
It's just like
Respect Kobe Bryant like that. He never wanted to be like Michael Jordan. He wanted to be better than Michael Jordan. Okay.
I didn't say. I was saying people looking up to Kobe to be like Kobe, not that Kobe's looking up to Jordan.
I'm
messing with you. I'm messing with you.
Well, I just want to say to that point, case in point is was just like Kobe wanted to be better than Jordan. I resonate with that because I look up to Lil Wayne, Eminem, Nick Fiasco, the Ryans, but I rap better than all them niggas. I'm the best rapper on the planet.
You are. Soulfist, the supervillain, is real dope. Bro.
Yeah, but I feel my number one is very close to Florian's actually, but my first one is gonna be All Might, and for reasons similar to Deku, but even more impactful to Deku. Deku is a kid. And what I mean by that is he has this idealistic view of it. Deku hasn't really suffered. I mean, he grew up without a quirk. He's sad, boohoo. He's got bullied, whatever. Deku hasn't suffered shit. All Might's a damn adult. He's dealt with adult problems, not genuine problems. Not that. He's losing his own quirk, losing everything. He All Might was in a very depressing situation before he met Deku. Anybody would have reasonably probably quit. But he kept going. Okay, I can go on for an hour a day. I can at least keep trying to do this. But he got to the point. He was like, I don't even know why I'm still trying. Right? I'll get my. He was about to give up. And
Deku he was about to give it to Miorio. Let's remember that shit.
Oh yeah. What? He would have had all those fucking quirks plus intangible.
Miorio would have remember that. If not for Deku, Miorio would have been All Might. Let's never.
That nigga would have been super fading niggas.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Are you talking about the dude with the 100 on his chest?
Yeah.
Oh, that dude was lit, dude. That dude was fucking broken.
Wait, hold on, give me a second. So even with All Might getting this very depressing point, like it takes a lot as a human being to push yourself in All Might's shoes and really think about what his mental state had to be like. It takes a lot for him just to get into that muscle form and go out and move. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to think about that. So when you get to this moment when they had these kids with these situation with these no moves, right? And this is one no move. And like, oh, he's already tired. He's basically ran out of time. He's exhausted. He could barely move. But he's like, okay, well, if I'm the only, and it's that instance of like, well, if I don't do it, who will, right? So I'm the only one here who could fight this big motherfucking thing. If I lose, he's gonna slaughter these children, and it's just gonna downward spiral from there. What the fuck am I gonna do, right? I guess I'm just gonna keep trying, and he kept trying. He really did kept trying, and it just that brought so much because watching him do that, I was like, bro, it wasn't for him. He's like, I have to save these kids, even though like I really want to, even though I don't really feel like I can, and even though like I'm so exhausted, I'm so tired, I'm so hurt. He's been through so much. He's like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna save these kids, and then he gets to this fight with All for One, where he's basically out. His power is gone, like he's done, right? But he's like, wait, fuck, I really can't lose right now. Like as much as I want to just like stop, you know what I mean? And he just kept walking that line. That's
called being a winner. That's called being a winner.
It's just the fact that All Might in the state his body's in, the state his mind's in, the state his life's been in. He's injured, he's hurt, all this is happening. He keeps walking that line because he's the one who can do it. So he's going to do it, regardless of how he feels about it, because he wants to protect the people. And it's that fundamental level that really, I just respect All Might as a hero in general. He's became one of my favorite superheroes, period. Like, because of those moments. I'm like, bro, All Might is really one of the dopest out there. Like, honestly.
But you know what's crazy? I think they were focusing more on these large-scale heroes. And I like the heroes who's willing to overcome themselves. Because I think that, to me, is the hardest enemy you could ever beat. Your ego, your own animosity, your own lust, your own envy. Those are hard demons to fight. Those ain't the easiest niggas in the room to fight. Motherfuckers have died because of their egos. Motherfuckers have died because of their envy and lust and jealousy and ruthlessness. Yo, if you can transcend those attributes, you and you ain't gotta be a hero to do that. You be a normal nigga doing that shit. But
that's what I said before in the stream. You guys don't necessarily have to list superheroes. Just characters that have heroic qualities.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say,
next will be Stony.
Yeah. I was like,
oh, it's my turn again.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. For this time, I would say Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re.
Okay, I don't know shit about Tokyo Ghoul. You gotta explain this to me.
Tokyo Ghoul, dope.
Oh, shit, what was that? Oh, well, basically, it's humans that live in a world with ghouls, which is like, I don't know what you call a lower class of human or a higher class.
Higher.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, is it higher? I mean, they're
Yeah, but I don't know, because I would assume they're as strong as they are. I don't know when they say it's like a subhuman species. Like, nah, nigga, they better than you. See what they can do?
I mean, they call mutant subhumans too, like and subhuman.
Yeah, that's why it's always confusing.
Yeah,
It's like
so
if you can do cool shit like that, how the fuck am I sub?
Yeah,
but the reason why I like him so much is because like throughout the story, like in the beginning, I was like, because at first he starts off as human, an accident happens, then he becomes like half ghoul, and like throughout the story, he's like just trying to just figure out what's he want to do since he's like half ghoul and half human. So it's like that inner struggle. Then later on the story.
My bad, Stoney. I hate to interrupt you, but hold on. I'm going through the chat and I just saw something. It's like, does simply engaging in acts of heroism make you a hero?
Who? Who?
I don't know, because it's been times when even the villains help. Like it's been times when Lex Luthor helped the heroes.
What I'm
Does that
saying,
make Lex a hero?
like the simply wanting and actively trying to save people make you a hero, like effectively. Like are you do you analyze heroes at a level of desire or also at a level of practical efficiency?
Remember, my whole theme on this for this stream is
perspective. Yeah, no, well, we know your definition, but yeah, perspective. I was just asking, everybody else everything. If they try but never succeed, can you call them a hero?
No, I would no. Honestly, I would say yes.
Contribute.
No, I would say yes to that person. I would say yes, and the reason why is not. It goes back to what I was saying. Like I would say, and it kind of. I don't want to go in front of Stoney because I know Stoney has some more on display.
Yeah, he said.
Oh yeah.
No, for real. No, I'm so serious. But it kind of goes into this situation of not everybody can be a superhero, but anybody can be a hero. And it kind of delves into that almost Power Ranger theme of where I was going with it, where Zordon could have gotten bigger, stronger humans to do it. He could have got soldiers to become Power Rangers. He found 5 teenagers because he answered the call. You understand what I'm saying?
Hold on, let's Tony wrap up real quick.
Oh yeah, I didn't think he could have just had other people. He did.
Just he could have got way more skills.
Yeah, this nigga said 5 teenagers with attitude.
But those teenagers, they work so it up. Like even before they got the morpher.
You gotta understand why. Because teenagers will be the. You can agree with this or not, but teenagers, the point they're getting is those guys because before they were Power Rangers, when they said people misconstrue that when they said teenagers with attitude, it didn't mean niggas knocking shit over saying fuck you. If you looked at what they did, they all had a distinct attitude. Jason was a martial artist. Kimberly was a gymnast. Trini was into Tai Chi. Exactly. They have passions, but on top of that, they were very involved in the community. They were good people.
Billy was very white.
I get that. All through and through. Huge Power Ranger fan myself. Like, but the thing is, the world's on the line, and then that's what you call it? Like, really? Give me 5 teenagers with attitude.
Hold on, wait a minute.
I got a real question for y'all.
Wait a minute. Let me address that. It doesn't matter who you get because when you give them the coin and they get access to the morphing grid, their power increases dramatically.
I understand that. I'm talking about practically. If it was you and you had a threat come in, like say you're the general of the world or U.S. Army, blah blah blah, and then you have a threat come into the world, and then that's the first thing on your shopping list is to get 5 teenagers with attitude. It's a stretch.
I don't know. Power Rangers always confuse me because, like, when the Megazords come, the monster that gets giant. Like, where do all the fucking people go?
Not turn into a Power Ranger Flanders.
All right, I'm just saying. I always think about this, like, how many people just died?
By the way, Sophis. Hey guys, by the way, there'll be no Power Ranger slander on the stream.
Hey, yo, I still watch. I'm a huge fan until this day. But
once a Ranger, always a Ranger. Like what I'm saying.
I got the coins, the Mighty Morphin coins.
I will.
Were you still going to the point?
Oh yeah. So damn, what part was that? So yeah, so he's half human, half ghoul, and then like throughout the story, you start learning like more about him, about his past and shit. And then like how he develops like how all the fucked up shit like he goes through as a child, and then like throughout the story, he starts want to just do it for both sides of the world to help them come together.
Wait, so give me like an instance of like sheer heroism he's had, right? Because I mean, himself.
You said what happened?
Oh, like an instance of heroism from this character, just something that you saw that was just like, wow, that was dope.
Yeah.
I don't know, just in general, just to see him keep going no matter what, no matter how bad it gets or how scared he is. Man always wants to do it.
All right. Okay. Just how he is as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but he
in a moment, it's just his genuine personality is heroic.
Yeah, but sometimes like his personality fluctuates depending on the circumstances, like what happens to him in the story. Sometimes he becomes I want to say evil, but like I don't know, more like he'll fuck somebody up type nigga. You know what I
mean? Sure. Okay, I respect that.
Oh no! He's about to smoke. That's the answer there. He's about to smoke.
Yeah.
He'll put hands on somebody if he has to. Yeah, I respect that.
Which I'm okay with. By the way, I'm okay with.
Valor number 2.
Oh,
I think his mic's off.
Yeah, I realized that before I got started. Luckily, all right. Now my second is Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom is the hero, savior, and god to the people of Latvia or Lactavia, whatever the place is.
Latveria. Yeah,
Latveria. There you go.
They love
Latveria. They love him. He provides everything they possibly need. He keeps them safe from everything. He's everything you have said about every hero you've named, but for the Latvians.
Yeah, and the Latvian people, there's no crime in Latveria. They're one of the most technologically advanced countries on the planet. They have excellent resources and food and job opportunities. People love living in Latveria. Nobody's riding complaining. Actually, before Doom took control of Latveria, it was a hellhole full of gypsies getting executed and shit.
Yeah, dude, it was absolute hell on earth. And then he took it over, and remade it in the image of what he dreamed a utopia would be. And look, he was right. Everybody sees the things he's done to achieve that. As
white Wakanda, bro. It's white people's Wakanda, dog. Like Latveria is dope.
White people Wakanda.
But they look at the things he's done in order to achieve this goal, to further his plans, and to create this utopia, and they see that he's done evil and horrible and monstrous things, but they don't pay attention to and that's all a matter of perspective. To the Latvians, these are things that are necessary to their survival, and he has to do this in order for them to live the life that he's given them, the life that saves them from being murdered and raped and robbed, every horrible imaginable thing on the planet that was happening before this dude showed up. Like, to these people, he's the hero.
In contrast to that, I want to say, as much as I don't like the storyline, but there was one moment in Secret Empire where basically everybody in Falcon was trying to rally the people to go against Hydra Cap, and nobody wanted to really fight back. They're like, dude, everything's kind of Gucci. Like, ain't no crime, like just whatever. And then Falcon's like, well, he's rounding up people with no trial. He's like, yeah, but he's not rounding up us. He's rounding up criminals. So and people really didn't care that they had no freedom because they were living a good life.
True.
I agree. I completely agree. Whose turn is it now?
It's actually yours.
Who?
Yes.
Oh, it's mine. Oh, okay. My favorite, I would say the heroes that I think also kind of embody a lot of what the themes are here. Well, most of them anyway, would be the Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, and the reason why specifically them more so than almost any other Ranger is because they have they embrace the theme of sacrifice more so than anybody else. In episode one, right? The Red Ranger, who is Leo, mind you, The Red Ranger who Leo, he didn't even pull the Quasar saber from the stone. That was Mike. Mike died trying to save Leo's life and the other Rangers, or died trying to save Leo's life and the other Rangers. Right? Then when he comes back to life, he gets a Magna Defender. He gets a Magna Defender Morpher. Right? Once he gets that Morpher, he would come. His next one of his missions after that, he starts fighting like slavery on a planet, and then he has to hold a portal open in order to save this people in Terra Venture, and in the process, he almost dies there by his Megazord blowing up. That's just one character, and then Kendrix Morgan. She embodies sacrifice on a not only in a character level but as an actual actress. Because she had cancer, so she had to leave the show. So they had her character get killed off, saving the pink and Space Ranger from the Pink Psycho Ranger. Which was just amazing. The Yellow Ranger loses her entire people. And still loses her entire people and her best friend, and still keeps fighting forward. The Red Ranger Leo almost dies trying to destroy Trakina, and he still keeps moving forward. There's so much where.
Well, you know what? Let me just add to that. I would just say the thing with that is because at that point in time they had a lot better storytelling than they do now. For a lot of those TV shows.
Keep in mind that's the only season where a Ranger actually died.
Yeah. But even outside of that, outside the fact that Kendrix died, the one who replaced Kendrix was Phantom, the previous villain of the last series.
Yeah,
when she was a child.
From In Space.
I was going to go into that.
Wait, hold on, give me 1 second. So what I'm saying is, like, at that point in time, there was a lot. The storytelling back then was a lot better than it is right now. To the point where, and not just Power Rangers, any show where they would have moments to write story arcs for characters, and they would go as far as saying how characters were at their first episode, they weren't that way at the last episode, and in a lot of shows that way, that's really not the case anymore. The characters kind of stagnate. They don't really do anything, and it's kind of just it kind of just exists to be entertaining, and that's kind of the problem with a lot of TV shows in this day and age. Yeah, but that's something I really say to that because I saw Lost Galaxy. Lost Galaxy was really good, but that whole era, everything from like In Space to I want to say like to Time Force, even a little bit of Wild Force, the way the story was constructed was real because the Rangers really felt like people. They didn't just feel like people. They didn't just feel like just characters to be on the screen. They really felt like you knew stuff about them, and they spent a lot more time of focusing on them outside of being Rangers, even before that. So, but even to that, that was a good point.
Yeah, like that.
I'm scrambling around. I just ran out of cigars.
Like I don't want to talk over anybody, but I'm saying that just to me, that was the definition of heroism. Not only to me as a child, but even to this day. I can relate to that. I can look at that and you know, I'm not the biggest religious person, but I can literally say, what would Leo do in this situation? What would Kai do in this situation? What would Damon do in this situation? What would Kendrick do? Like, I can look to that and then go back and watch those episodes and be like, yo, that's what they did. Man, in watching them made me want to become a better person. That's why I would say that they're heroes to me. But that's me.
I understand that.
Florian.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Okay.
Yo, shout out to Lost Galaxy, dude. I gotta watch that again.
My number 2 pick is a little what makes a hero feel real, and that is flaws and decisions that they make, even though that they believe in their heart is the right decision. And I picked The Flash to talk about this because The Flash has always put himself selflessly in front of, you know, situations that will get him killed otherwise, up like in Young Justice season 2 or Justice League the animated series, or Like countless other times where
He's talking about Wally West or Barry Allen or Bart Allen or Jay Garrett.
It's so many damn plays.
that is true.
Facts.
But both of those was Wally West.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Barry Allen.
Well, see, that's particularly why I'm asking, because you said
Yeah, I know. I see what I said now, because Barry Allen's the one who. Well, anyways, back to the point. Let's talk about Barry Allen, anyways, because Barry Allen does selflessly throw himself in situations to help others, but he fucks up the timeline like no other.
Fucks up a lot.
But in his mind, he always saw it as the right thing to do. Even though, like, say he went back in time to try to save his mom. Like in retrospect, if you take it at face value, that should be a good act. That should be a heroic act. You're saving someone. But the greater doesn't, the great doesn't overshadow the negatives.
Yeah.
He fucked up the whole timeline. He
should have watched Back to the Future before he did that shit.
What was that?
He should have watched Back to the Future before he did that shit. He should know how fucked this up the timeline.
And shit. What happened?
There's a reason why things happen. Dude, he plunged them into World War III. Bruce Wayne died as an 8-year-old child. Green Lantern.
Yeah, Thomas Wayne, that nigga was so raw as Batman. This nigga had pissed these niggas, man. Thomas was capping niggas. That shit, I was so wild when I seen that. I was like, oh shit. And that damn Reverse Flash, or wait, was that Reverse Flash or Professor? Well, whoever the nigga is, when he got shot, that shit surprised shit. I mean, when I seen him get shot, I was like, oh shit, nigga, you should have watched out, huh? Not that fast, nigga.
So, my next one, I guess, I just want to say, is Avatar Aang, particularly Avatar Aang. He embodied like way more heroic characteristics than any other Avatar. Even if it could be to a point somewhat naive, his genuine beliefs were rooted in heroism to the point where Aang would rather have himself get hurt while subduing you than hurt you to subdue you. And this is his enemies, and you know what I mean. And so, like, is that lack of aggression in him, but at the same time, his willingness to still go to where the danger is. That would really makes Avatar Aang a hero to me, particularly.
I mean, this goes without saying, but there will be no Avatar slander as well.
Oh, yeah.
No slander of any kind.
I need to say that.
No.
Yeah, definitely. Aang he doesn't want to hurt anyone, but he goes to where the threat is. Like that statement, like what I'm saying, it's so weird. Because to be so selfless of yourself, to be violent, and even when you're talking to your literal self that has way more experience than you, he said, and they're telling you, yeah, man, I would probably kill that nigga if I was you, bro. And you're like, I don't want to. And it's like, how you gonna stop him? I'll figure it out. It was like, dude, yeah, you might really kill it. And he's like, nah.
Kiyoshi was the worst. When he's like, yo, I'm gonna just talk to Kiyoshi. Kiyoshi got the right answer. Smoke that nigga on sight. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, dead ass. But out of any other Avatar, more so that I've seen, Avatar Aang is the most heroic one. The rest of them, a lot of them saw it like someone like Goku. I see he saw his job as a duty, as a responsibility. It wasn't like rooted in heroism; it was rooted in responsibility.
Yeah.
And his beliefs is rooted in heroism.
Yeah, because Avatar's responsibility is to maintain balance among the world. Like that's just his responsibility. What may fuel that responsibility is something entirely different. A lot of the Avatars did what they did solely on the merit of responsibility. Therefore, it shows me that they really didn't want to do that shit. Avatar Kuruk did not want to become the Avatar, but he saw that if he didn't do the Avatar thing, bad things could happen, like what happened to his wife. Yeah. So that was just fuel stealing, just on the merit of responsibility,
as opposed to where Aang, his belief is rooted in beliefs of heroism, doing of yourself unto others, like and giving of yourself selflessly. And like I said, and like one statement, Aang would rather have himself get hurt and subdue you than hurt you to subdue you. And that's That's true. Right, and that makes him a hero to me. No.
Yeah. Oh, I would even no, but honestly, to add to that point, I would also want to I also like to say that sometimes doing what you have to do, in opposed to doing what you want to do or what you think is right, is also a form of heroism as well. Because sometimes you have to do things that you simply don't want to do, but you have to do it. That's why Kiyoshi said, "Smoke that nigga on sight," because it's not about you. It's not about you, dog. It ain't about you, dog.
To that extent, is Kiyoshi a hero or just somebody who does what she needs to handle her business? Like, what you know, I mean, but from your definition of
yes, listen. Sometimes you have to do what must be done. That's regardless of who you are as an individual. Kiyoshi never said she took glee in killing people. She never said she was just a murderous princess out here. She ain't Azula, but she's saying, "Yo, fam, push come to shove, I'm shoving back, motherfucker. What's good? Don't. I'm not killer, but don't push me. Yo, I'm not killer. Don't push me though. Don't push me, nigga. Don't. Hey, I will smoke your bitch ass. What's good?"
I
I like that. I like that.
Guys, we're on the last one. Stony, number 3.
Oh damn. Yeah, from Gurren Lagann, it's either Simone or Kagami. They're both.
Okay. I welcome all the Kagami slander on the stream.
Who? Wait, say again. Who?
I welcome all the Kagami slander on the stream. I hate that character.
Wait, Kagami.
That's my nigga.
Wait, Kagami.
From Gurren Lagann.
Who the hell do you think?
You talking about the dude who wouldn't let the Megazord transform because it didn't look cool enough? Are you serious, bro? You talking about the dude, but bro, the nigga who always gave speeches that made no fucking sense. Every speech that made no sense. I'm listening to what he's saying. Like he's not.
But without him, Simone would end up saving the whole world at the end.
No.
Him being stupid helps Simone be great.
Yo, Sophus. Wait, am I remembering this correctly? Is this the guy who was who was like, believe in the me that believes in you?
That guy.
Yeah.
That guy. Him. That guy. I welcome all the Kagami slander on the street.
It shouldn't be like that.
You know what's the greatest moment in anime? When that nigga died, I was like,
that's crazy.
The greatest moment in any history is when Captain America will finally die. Because
God damn.
Hey,
yeah.
If you don't do the Captain America, man, Steve Rogers don't like bullies. That's why I like him.
I respect that.
You don't.
Hell Hydra.
I mean, that's kind of a joke, but like, from real rap, that dude straight up said, "Man, you know what? I don't like bullies, and I don't really care where they're from." That's it. And I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I respect that." But as far as Kagami goes, I'm exaggerating. I'm being hyperbolic. He annoyed the shit out of me. Is what I'm saying. Like, I was like, God, I was like, why do you talk? Just like,
that should be so funny.
Yeah, listen. Could you imagine Kagami with a Green Lantern ring? The universe is safe forever, yo. The universe is safe. Believe in me that believes in you. What are you talking about? Don't believe in you.
Is that the nigga with the blue hair?
Yeah,
that's Simone.
No, that was the dude with the shades and the cape and no shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, him? Oh, okay. I never finished it. I've only watched like the first 4 episodes. I liked it. It's just I never got around to finishing it.
Yeah. Well, because of that character, when I got to episode 6, I was like, well, I feel like I've been watching 20 episodes. And that's why they had like 7 episodes. I was like, well, I don't think I want to do this.
Yo, my favorite thing about him is that this nigga always says, "Who the hell do you think I am?"
Yeah, that should be funny.
It's like you say, "Oh, who the hell do you think you are?" Like, who the hell do you think I am? Yo, that's just wild. But well, who's up next?
Oh, Valiant will be next. But Valiant would kind of crossbow.
Oh yeah, he's muted.
True.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Dave, you could go in the meantime.
Oh, okay. They keep muting themselves out. Okay. I would say that my third one is you know, I know this is gonna be very perspective driven, but I need for y'all to hold on to a moment. All right, hold on for a moment. Light Yagami, aka Kira from Death Note, is a hero in this regard.
Yeah, because he killing all the bad niggas that's murders and shit.
Yeah,
No matter how he did it, he was only killing bad people.
Yeah, no. I was getting there. I'm talking about I'm talking about the last episode. When he said, hold on. When he said that almost 80% of crime around the world dropped. 80% of crime around the world dropped. Wars stopped by 75%. Food prosperity went up. The economy went up. The rate of living, like how well people live, went up. Solely on the merit of people believing that there was a dude out there smoking boys on sight. Yo. I mean, that may be results-oriented thinking, but the world was objectively safe. The world was objectively safe with Light Yagami as Kira. Granted, he was a piece of shit. I'm not saying that he was a great person. I'm saying that his methods led to a positive outcome for the greater good, for the greater whole.
Well, this is the guy. If I remember,
huh?
I just want to say, if I remember correctly, this is the same guy that kind of went down screaming, "I'm God," right? As he died.
Listen, no. Well, let's be clear. He was the god of a new world. By the end of the series, the world was definitely a new place from the one that we had in episode 1. And he said that he will become the god of that new world, and he objectively was. And if you had and follow me on this beat and follow me on this, Miles. If you could choose to be in if you're in the Death Note universe, you could choose to be in the world in episode 37 or the world in episode 1. Which one would you much rather be in? I'll see you in the world in episode 37, my dude. That's all I'm saying. The last episode, the world,
because that's what I'm used. That's what I'm familiar with. It's the shadow reality of the real world. That other world is as soon as somebody be comfortable in.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't feel like I'll be comfortable.
Go change your shitty diaper.
In a crime-free world, it just seems so freaking weird. Like, I don't know, I wouldn't be comfortable.
That's still impressive for him to stop that much around the world. No, the heroes be doing that shit like that. That's crazy. 80%.
80%.
Well, Valen, you're next, right?
You're next. That
nigga got a B as the hero. That's passing grade.
All right, I'm going last, right, for this one.
No, yeah. Well, you were actually supposed to go before David, but you just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, you were dealing with the kid, right?
It's off to the shadow realm.
Yeah.
Oh, you made food? Say, fam, break bread.
It's a goat cheese and chicken salad.
No, please don't share that with me. Who's your number 3?
My number 3?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the greatest heroes this particular organization's ever had. Really, it's everything everybody has said about every one of their heroes applies to this person and his pursuit of being the hero of his organization. And that person is Red Skull.
Wait, what?
Wow, you're a piece of shit. Oh, wow.
hold on. Well, let's elaborate.
Everything Red Skull has done, he's been selfless. He's overcome his own ego, which has been important to some people. David. Oh, I breathed in a piece of lettuce. He's worked for the greater good of his organization. Now, mind you, this is a person who is obviously a villain. He's no redeemable qualities whatsoever. All right, but as far as Hydra is concerned, He's the person that brought them out of the Dark Ages. He's the person that kept them going. He's the person that did everything necessary, putting himself through hell literally a couple of times to make sure that Hydra was situated and got what they needed. To Hydra, Red Skull's a hero. Not only a hero, but he is their hero.
You cut off one head and two more shall take his place.
Yeah. And one of those heads that comes back, even if it's the Red Skull that lost one, is usually the Red Skull. That's how fucking great the Red Skull is. They will sacrifice everything to bring their hero back because they know that their hero and their
get some shit done.
Intrinsically entwined. But yeah, Red
Skull. It goes back to saying how every army has war heroes, whether they win or lose. So it really is perspective based as to who your hero is. To the organization of Hydra, Red Skull would be their hero.
Mm-hmm. Remember, perspective is everything. History is, if they would have won, Red Skull would have been fucking Teddy Roosevelt, Captain America, and Iron Man all rolled into one. You know what I mean? But they didn't. So he's Red Skull. He's the villain. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, history is written by the winners, all right?
That's what I'm saying. That's a fact.
History is written by winners. I don't know what you want me to say about that. Listen, America won. Go fuck yourself, Red Skull. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
Like I'm saying, but like I said, this is all a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
Could you really?
History is written by the winners.
Yeah.
I mean,
that nigga did kill
Hydra, you really could argue against Red Skull not being a hero to them. If you ask a random Joe Smo, an agent of Hydra, what do you think about that Red Skull? Oh, supreme leader, he is so young. Right. They'll glorify him.
Remember when Spider-Man met Captain America? Yeah, it's like that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Spider-Man went fucking full geek on Captain America.
Maybe, even to your perspective, what that person might be doing, it goes back to like if you were to look at, say, like we'll take like I was watching this one Gundam movie. I forgot what it was called, Thunder or something, or Lightning War or something like that. But like,
it wasn't Endless Waltz.
Thunderbolt.
Yeah, and like both movie portrayed a war between two.
Sorry, continue.
The movie portrayed a war between these two sides. This is Gundam, so they're blowing shit up in robot suits. But the movie never made a point to say these are the good guys and these are the bad guys. These are just the two sides fighting each other. And you can see how both sides were the heroes of their own story. So you really can't make an argument to say that to the agents of Hydra, Red Skull wouldn't be a hero, because to them he really would be.
Yeah, but I'm saying objectively, he's a terrible individual. But no, I get where you're going. No, I get where you're going. I get because listen, like I said, history is written by the winners. If Red Skull won, we'd be like, man, Red Skull's that nigga, bro. Red Skull.
Yeah. If your ass want to still live, I was like, yeah, Red Skull, I support him. Hell everybody have Hell Hydra tattoos.
Yeah.
No, it's like a Golden State fan saying, man, LeBron James ain't shit. Well, the only reason why you can say this is because they beat him 3 out of 4 times. Otherwise, if that worked the other way around, you'd be like, man, LeBron James, the greatest basketball player ever. No, he just got his ass beat. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I get it. It's just, for me, it's really tough because I know who Red Skull is.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's like, if you didn't know who Red Skull is, then being completely perspective based would be completely okay with you. However, if you know who he is, it works against you completely because you know this nigga, bro. You know him. You know him. It's so bad. It's so bad. But no, I completely agree. I completely agree that Red Skull would have been that dude. Low key. He kicks my guy's ass.
But that goes more into really, truly, like I said, there are superheroes who aren't heroes. They're villains who are heroes in their own right. The Punisher is one of the greatest heroes of all.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking about. The moment you said that, I was thinking about the Punisher. Like, he kills a lot of motherfuckers.
You know what I mean?
Like the Red Hood.
Yeah. Red Hood, dope as fuck.
I forgot before I go on Florian.
Honestly, I wouldn't quite call this organization bull. The organization itself is heroic, but the people in the organization aren't very heroic. And I would say that's the Hellsing organization. They, as a people, as an organization, they are here to stop vampires, monsters, and ghouls.
Yeah.
For the Kingdom of England.
No, but Alucard ain't no goddamn hero.
Yeah, Alucard, that nigga far fucking past.
Yeah. Alucard ain't nothing close to.
But let's admit that nigga, his power is in him and his overall character. That nigga cool as fuck.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
that nigga
ain't no selfless character. I mean,
No,
I get what you're saying. Like what the Hellsing organization does in itself is the essence of heroism.
Yes,
it's carried out by very unheroic people. Very much so.
Well, Miles, I wouldn't quite call them heroes. I will call them demons on leashes. They have a leash.
That's true. Because for him to be that strong, for him to listen to people, I was like, nigga, look how strong. And I was like, God damn.
No, he doesn't.
Like,
no.
All his powers and shit.
No, Stony. I think we're going the wrong way. He doesn't listen to people. He listens to Integra.
That's what I'm talking about. No, still, he's that strong. He had to listen to this bitch.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Let's
that tells me how. No, that tells me how dope that bitch is.
Next is Florian.
Yeah. All right. Lastly, what was I going with this last pick? Let me think. Give me a second.
No, go ahead.
So I had that. I guess it would be just the overall journey of the protagonist, because I got, for my last pick, I got what's his name, Edward Elric from Full Metal.
Oh, all right, that's dope.
Yeah, because Edward, unlike most heroes, dealt with that same what's the word I'm looking for? The loss very early on in his story. Wait, I heard
that it was his own mistake too, which makes it even deeper for like his development.
Yeah,
that's why I fuck with it. I was like, he see the error of his ways of what he did and why it fucked him up.
True.
And like the journey to him to get back to his whole body and his brother have actual body.
Because not only did he do it to himself, but he
did his little brother too.
Yeah, he takes most of the blame because the fact that he still has his body.
Yeah, and he has to look at his brother in a suit of armor every day, all day. That'll fuck me up. I'll be feeling bad as shit every day to see a little brother like that and a mistake y'all made together and it's fucking him up like that. And that was like years and years of just seeing his brother in a suit of armor. Like, I feel like an asshole.
That's one of those things that like that's a concept.
Yo, guys, are we talking about Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah.
Okay, right. I'm there with you. Continue.
Oh yeah, no, Eric, bro. That I mean, though.
But they were the cause of their own problem, though.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. That's what I was saying.
Look, well,
like even the
argument that. Hold on.
They were the heroes and villains of their own stories.
Well, I wouldn't say villains. It's just that they didn't. It wasn't a bad thing what they did. It's just that they were ignorant.
I mean, like it shows that anybody would want that if they had the knowledge to. They would want to try that to bring levels back if they didn't know the consequences.
Well, hold on. Well, I was about to say more along the lines of because what they did, they were children. Like you can't hold that against them. Like you can't hold a child for their mistakes. You can hold an adult for the mistakes because an adult should know better. But like you can't hold it against a child. But
agreed.
I would go along and say Edward, even if he comes to adulthood, not necessarily along of his actions, but could you? As he does not have the personality much of a hero. From his interactions with people, he wasn't very warm to him. He would tell them shit like, "Your life doesn't matter. You're just a bag of meat," and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like he would tell them shit like this, and he was very cold toward people. And I'm not saying he's a cold, rational.
No, that's like saying you think Urameshi isn't a hero.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's just his personality. Like, not everybody's gonna be all nice and positive. Some heroes might be assholes. Like Batman, that nigga's an asshole. Batman is a fucking dick sometimes. The way he be talking to people and shit and take it. Like, I remember one time he took the Green Lantern's ring. He said, "How'd you do that?" I was like, "Oh yeah, nigga, how did you do that?" I was like, "How the fuck he take your ring like that so easily?"
It's because Batman's willpower is stronger than whoever he took it from.
I was like, "That's crazy." He just
I mean, but even to that level, Bruce still adopted a kid because his parents died. He still took a kid off the street when he tried to jack the Batmobile's tires. He still, took a young kid out of an abusive father's household and adopted him. He still, Bruce does a lot outside of just being Batman. Batman needs to be that way because people have
not to mention the millions and millions of philanthropical dollars that he spends towards betterment programs for Gotham.
I understand he does nice things, but he's still an asshole.
What I'm saying is no, but Batman, because you gotta understand, because Bruce is insane and he thinks the only way I can be Batman is if people is afraid of me. So that's why he behaves that way. But he's adopting a persona. Bruce Wayne is not Batman. Batman is Batman. Bruce Wayne is Bruce Wayne. Edward Elric is Edward Elric. Edward Elric is kind of an asshole. This is the point I was getting.
It was just I see it as more of a kid dealt with a shitty hand.
No.
Like
it's also the way he thinks. He's very rational. He's very thought-provoking. So of course he'll be a very dry person. But even the way he behaves with people, anybody that really wasn't Winry, he was kind of cold at times. Like just because how he talked to him and shit. But he wasn't. He wasn't.
It reminds me like a Inuyasha because he's the same way.
Now.
He wasn't.
He be calling everybody a bitch.
Everyone wasn't so funny. But there will be people who will meet. They'll be going through something, and he'll be like, "God's not real," and he's just like,
I get you for the first real arc when he kept telling her. She's like, I was like, God damn. He's like, but he was sounding a hard truth, and she wasn't just getting it.
No, but that's his. What I'm saying is that's his truth, and he would just be so abrasive with it. You're just telling this person, I don't care what you're going through because your belief is bullshit. Well, to her, it's not. So you should be a little bit more understanding of that. And
to be fair, in his point, it was a false belief. She believed that the guy was performing miracles, and he said, "No, that's stupid. That's can't." He was just telling it as it is.
No. So, Florian, what was going on there was, the people weren't believing in God. The people were believing in the priest. They replaced the priest with God. So they were believing a false idol. And when that false idol showed his falseness, it shattered their psyche. But Edward was objectively telling the truth. He's just using advanced alchemy via his fake philosopher's stone.
Yeah, that's what I was trying. That's pretty much what I was trying to get at. Is he was telling the truth. He was trying, in essence, he was kind of doing the right thing, saying no, he's not. He was doing can't bring anyone back to life because he was selling this.
He was selling people a lie, and he was trying to snap her out of it. But I was saying that his approach to it is very cold towards people. If somebody's drinking the Kool-Aid, then they're hiring that shit, right? So instead of trying to talk him off it, he's just throwing that shit in their face, saying no. And I'm just like, dude, you could be a little bit more caring to how she might be feeling in her head.
Fuck that. Fuck that. That's how Edward feels. Fuck that. What if they're wrong?
He's a straight to the point type of person.
No. But also I do not like that because he's not straight to a point when it came to himself in a lot of the anime series. It took him a while to realize that that he had to take responsibility for what he did. That's a lot. That was what the truth was trying to tell him.
Yeah.
That at some point you have to take responsibility for what you did. Don't make it about I want to bring back my brother. No, you have to acknowledge that you did wrong. You were trying to do something that you had no business doing, and this is the price you paid for it. Yeah. And despite that, you still feel so egotistical to believe that alchemy can solve all your problems. We're going to show you time and time again that it can't until you realize, no, certain things just have to happen. Certain people have to go. Certain things have to happen.
I also hold that, like I said, with Ed being a kid, it's
well, he's also a child, so
he had that sense, even as he became an adult, though, he had that sense. Since he did what he did as a child, he believes I did it for a good reason, and that's why it wasn't so much he wasn't just acknowledging what he did was wrong. He probably really didn't think he did a bad thing because he's like, oh, I was trying to save my brother. And
he was trying to resurrect his mother first. He was trying to resurrect his mom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was two ways it went in both series. One, she ended up becoming a homunculus, and then the other, she wasn't. The homunculus, when that pissed me off.
Well, the canon story is
anime.
The first anime doesn't follow the canon.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I was like, that shit pissed me off. I was like, these motherfuckers gonna fuck me. I know this don't happen.
Yeah, and but Brotherhood.
Yeah,
actually
Brotherhood. That's why I
worked.
was happy that Brotherhood came out. I actually met that dude before the Vince Miana, the dude that does Eric's voice.
Yeah,
It
Oh,
was
that's
like
dope.
when I first met him, I was like, "Oh, this old white dude." I was like, and he had like on a leather jacket and shit. I was like, "Oh, this dude funny as shit." And he kept like doing the voice and shit because I think it was in 2013. I went to like a anime thing in Alabama and I met him.
yeah.
I was actually gonna invite you to something related to that, Sonny, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, Eric Elric, man, he's dope. He's kind of a dick, but he's dope.
Yeah,
he really is a hero.
he is a dick, but like how I see him is that he embodies the character flaws that every progressive hero should have. Like he did wrong. He acknowledges that he did wrong, and he's trying to make it right. Not only does he put himself in front of others, he never ever deviated from his actual goal, which was to get him and his brother's bodies back. Like everything he did was in step to finding truths, to find out the truth about not only the government but also about how to get his bodies back, and about like the power of God, quote unquote.
Oh yeah, no, uncovering the conspiracy of the homunculi for the government. Oh, that shit was wild, dude. That was
And
wild.
he also, when he said
and
he
he
had
also
to
had-
dog with the
45?
military just to get what he wanted.
Yeah,
He gave
no,
up. He easily gave up his powers just to save his brother. He didn't
No,
even
no.
think about it. He was like, "Yeah, I'll
He
just
didn't
give it up.
even-
I
yeah.
don't care."
No. Let's be very clear. He didn't easily give up his powers because it took him all the way to the last episode that he had to realize that he had to do that. The truth was telling him that in episode 1, when he lost his brother and both his arm and his leg, the truth was trying to tell him, you can't solve this problem with alchemy. And if you really want to sacrifice something, why don't you sacrifice your ego? She kept telling him that, and he never listened until episode 63. So no, he didn't easily give up anything. He didn't-
I mean, I could argue that he didn't know he could have gave up his powers like that, because that's a very cryptic message. Like you could, that's easily.
Yeah,
you
that
could say
is some like
that's his-
old Shaolin monk.
Yeah, like when I first watched it, I didn't take it as that. I took it as like, oh, there's a deeper meaning to it than just alchemy, right?
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, okay. But like when he realized it, he was just like, yeah. But when you saw his relief, like his tone of voice, he was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna give this up. Like, what do I need this for anymore, right?
Right.
Well,
So it embodies that selflessness. He embodies the flaws and the character journey and everything. I believe he's one of the
Kind of
best
like the way Red
protagonists
Skull
in anime.
sacrificed himself for Hydra.
To be fair, yeah, just like Red Skull cover something. But to be fair, he was on his only use of alchemy was using it to get his brother's body back. So if giving up his alchemy brought his brother's body back, he would have did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you're saying that if the message wasn't cryptic, he would have done that sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just storytelling, unfortunately. But,
Yeah,
so my last
so I was gonna say the same thing. I was just like, I feel like that's the nature of storytelling more so than that is the nature of the character. Like it's like the nature of the storytelling is the character has to be a piece of shit until he's good. Like I'm like, oh, that's not fair. That's not because I may not be a piece of shit.
So for my last character, I'm talking more about the character and not like the person, but definitely one of the greatest heroes of all time is The Rock. And when I was a child, man, The Rock would come down and he would get on the rope and he would like smell the air and put his arm.
Man, that shit was so cool as a kid.
You really looked up to, because with a name like The Rock, well, this nigga's like
The
to you,
people's champ, the people's elbow.
Just keep
You
my
know what?
wrestling.
But on some real shit,
Really
really quick.
because I just want to get to the point. It's not very long,
go.
but with something like wrestling, even though I don't watch much anymore, the point of it is to tell stories, right? But they're playing characters. There's good guys, there's bad guys, there's this and that. So for The Rock as like the hero character, he was one of the greatest ones because he truly inspired. On top, and he inspired people. Like, and he was just great. And then he would come and he would win. He would do the rock bottom. And people would elbow, 1, 2, 3, the Rock wins. And then everybody would cheer and millions and millions of the Rock's fans. It was very cult-like. He was a really great hero because everyone looked up to him. And that's kind of my point. The Rock is one of the greatest heroes ever.
You really think The Rock's one of the greatest heroes?
Yes.
It doesn't matter what you think about. That's all right.
He's that.
What's your name? It doesn't matter what your name.
You're gonna talk about The Rock. He would show up. He would talk shit to the bad guy. He would make fun of
Even when he was a heel, he was fucking grossly popular.
Yeah.
He just shit on everybody.
That was Rocky. The heel that was Rocky. Rocky was an asshole. The Rock is a good hero character.
Okay.
No, Rocky Balboa? You're talking about Rocky Balboa?
Rocky Maivia.
I thought that was,
when he first showed up, he went by Rocky. When he was with the Nation and everything,
Yeah.
he was The Rock. He was The Rock after he left the corporation and et cetera, et cetera. And then he became like the face character, The Rock, with the millions and millions of Rock's fans and
Millions of
and the character Rock. And the story, okay, if you remove the wrestling ring, like think about it, if you just think of this as a character having battles, right? If the story of The Rock is a story of a really, really good hero because he's overcome so many different adversaries and he wins and he does it because everybody chants his name and he stands up and it's all a show.
And his dad was a hero.
Yeah, and The Rock is a great hero character, and he will win. And then you'll see The Rock with everybody would cheer. You'll be like, Rocky, Rock, yeah. Like The Rock is awesome. He's one of the greatest heroes ever, truly. And the concept of a hero, yeah, he's an awesome one. And also the impact that he will leave on people.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah,
amazing. Like.
He definitely helped change the face of wrestling, and not necessarily for the better, but at least for him, it was like a really good thing. But everything after that was so derivative to try and catch that energy that he had. That fucking
with John Cena, that nigga always does speech. That shit be so funny.
Yeah,
keep talking no juice showing me.
Unfortunately, The Rock showing up, being what he was, and then leaving left a void in wrestling. It's like we need another personality like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, well, we don't have that. I mean, you have personalities, but they
like
focusing
that
nigga making one guy the personality. That's not what you should have did. The Rock just happened to be that. You didn't need that again. You should have just focused on everybody equally, but they didn't do that, and I fell off in 2010 because you had people like John Morrison, The Miz, and Evan Bourne, and all these.
I started hating those niggas. Some of those dudes. I was like, some dudes start getting annoying. I was like, what the fuck is this nigga on?
All these great wrestlers didn't do anything, and I was just like, well,
guys, you can make the argument that it falls into it kind of falls into the realm of My Hero Academia a little bit because All Might was the hero. All Might was the guy.
He was the Rock.
He was the Rock. So now you have all these other derivative characters, all these other derivatives like Midoriya and Bakugo and Todoroki, who are trying to kind of capture that energy, capture the mantle of being that one hero. And it might not be about that anymore. Maybe My Hero Academia should probably go in a different direction where rather than trying to be like All Might, they should probably go in the Power Ranger direction where in space they're like, no, we are all Rangers. That last episode.
That's one thing I've been saying about the fact that the story focuses on Deku so much. I'm not sure I feel about because while it's true, All Might was so much the shit that there was just no crime in Japan, right? Even if Deku's going to get there one day, he can't possibly be that right now. So they should really focus more on the team-based aspect of, or maybe you can never really get another All Might. Maybe you kind of need all these heroes to they all be All Might together. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But it's going to, what the story said, Deku's going to be the number one hero. So he's going to be the next All Might. So that's what's happening.
Yeah, the story told you off rip. He's like, nigga, this is my story, how it became. I was like, all right, Deku.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, well, I feel that, but I feel like it should be more about the team, about the class, saying that we as class one.
Since you flush out so many characters now, giving them all so much development. Like sometimes I'm like, man, I don't care what Deku do. I want to see what Todoroki doing right now. So you know what I mean? It's like so many other characters. Like, all right, Deku, I got you, nigga. You gonna get strong, but I want to see talk about somebody else.
if you want to be real for a second, I feel like it's very hard to find somebody who will honor. It can happen sometimes, but very rarely is somebody's favorite character in the series the main character because he's usually the most unrelatable because he's usually so idealistic you can't see yourself in him at all.
Yeah, I will agree with that. Midoriya falls into that category quite a bit.
That's what you don't like the character is that not. I mean, they're not my favorite. I don't see myself in you at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Like because he's usually that idealistic where it's just like. So I'll put it to you this way: like if you were to look at like take like Street Fighter, right? Bison killed Chun-Li's parents and he kills Juri's parents. Juri said, "I'm going to kill Bison." Chun-Li said, "I'm going to protect the world." That doesn't make sense. That's a very extreme reaction. You know what I mean? So it's hard to see yourself in a character like Chun-Li because you're like, so what? You're like no. As for its Juri, you're like, oh yeah, kill Bison. I get that. That's what I would do probably. Yeah. So it's kind of.
Did y'all like the Legend of Chun-Li movie?
No.
Hell no.
Ramona seen the chick from Smallville. I was like, I might not like this movie.
It's so hard to kind of see yourself in the shoes of a main character because they're so idealistic usually. You just don't relate at all.
That's the reason why I think we love like Yusuke Urameshi. And
he was a realist. And why does everyone think Yusuke's a real nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like because they be like, yeah.
What's so dope about him? Like he was an asshole from the rip, and then you seen that even when he was an asshole, he still would jump in front of a car for a little kid. I'm talking about like a delinquent to like other people.
Hold on. I was about to say,
like I'm talking about people outside of that don't know him really. They assume that he is.
Yeah. No, I would say like because you can Yusuke's problem was he kept getting into street fights.
Yeah.
That was his problem as a person. Like I said, he with no hesitation. First of all, even before that, the kid was by himself playing, and then he interacted with the kid. He could have been like, "Get the fuck out of my face, kid." That's an asshole. That's probably what I would do. But you was like,
but I'm talking about like the other people like in the school and stuff. Like that's how they portray him. Like they all scare and intimidate him because he gets in a fight, so they automatically think of him like that.
Yeah, but fuck them because they don't know Yusuke. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but when I seen him like die for that little kid, that's what's like. I like this show because for him to already do that off the rip was cool.
That's what I'm saying. Even based off of other people's perception, you can't call Yusuke an asshole because he's not. Like other people's perception of him is irrelevant. People have perceptions of me that I don't give a shit about. Like,
no. I'm not gonna let you not call him an asshole. That dude's an asshole. He's an asshole to everybody.
Asshole jumps in front of a car.
Kid was playing with his ball on the side of the road. He'd have been an asshole to that kid. Just because he's instinctually good doesn't make him not an asshole.
What? That's exactly what it does.
No, it does not. You could be a good asshole. It happens in life. like you could have somebody who's genuinely good and just fucking hates people and just can't help but express his hate for people. But when push comes to shove, like Urameshi, he'll jump in front of a car to save a baby. You know what I mean? That's what that shit is. If that kid was on the side of the road playing with the ball, 8 out of 10 times he would have kicked that ball right out of that kid's fucking hands. You know what I mean? Because he's an asshole like that.
No. But keep in mind, before that kid ran into the road, he interacted with that kid on the road. The kid was kicking the ball, and he picked up the ball. He was like, "Hey, kid,
be careful."
He was like, "Hey, kid, you might want to be careful. The ball will roll to the street." And then even on top of that, he sat there and played with the kid for a little bit. He went on about his merry way. And then he turned around, so the kid ran into the street. He's like, "Shit!
Oh, I gotta take this."
I just told the kid not to jump into the fucking street, and he went at. You can't call you instinctively. He's not. I mean, to Keiko. But then Keiko stalks him. So that's the difference. And to everybody that's fighting him, he's defending himself. He comes home, unfortunately his mom's a drunk, and he sits there and he's like, what do you want to eat, mom? Why am I feeding you? You're my mom. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know,
dad left.
Dad left, but instinctively,
a lot of anime characters, dads just be leaving. God damn.
Yusuke has no asshole qualities. The only thing he has is a lack of respect for authority.
Which, I mean, that can be an issue. That can be an issue, but it's not. I mean, it can be an issue in the sense that it can become like, you know, he starts, you know, like when we're not like objectively listening to police officers, it can become a problem. But other than that, I would say
your teachers and your principal,
yeah. No, I was saying like Yusuke Urameshi is one of those characters that we can relate to. Aspects of Naruto you can really relate to.
In the beginning.
You know what? No, you know what? Hold on. Let's speak because I wanted to put Naruto on my list, but I couldn't because there's one thing about Naruto. It was just his willingness to forgive. I felt it hit levels of naivety.
Yeah, that's why I was at too. with like the pain art. Like
Yeah,
even though he
but-
brought Bao back, he killed everybody you know in your village.
But
And-
one thing I do respect about Naruto though is because on a real level, I'm gonna go on a tangent really quick, but on a real level, this is what makes Naruto really dope. This is why I have a lot of respect for him. If you look at people like Neji or Sasuke or Gaara, right, they had shitty childhoods like Naruto, but they were so fucked up in the head about it. And here's this kid Naruto, no parents, lives alone, everybody hates him, eats ramen.
Still so positive.
But even on top of that, he's like he never cared what people said. He never sunk into his esteem was always so high. He was like, I'm going to be the Hokage. And he would run into people. He'd be like, Neji was destiny. Stop being a little bitch. So what? Your dad's dead. He gave up his life willingly. Nobody made him do it. Stop being a little girl. And then Neji got over it. He told Gaara, so what? Like, you can't go to sleep. Stop being a little girl. He would knock people out of this state of mind. They're so depressed. He would meet Nagato, grown-ass men. And Nagato would be like, bro, so what? You was a war child, blah, blah. You're alive now. Be happy, nigga. Stop being so sad. And they'll be like, okay, you know what? I got my... Because Naruto will whoop their ass. And instead of ending them, he would sit there and talk to them like, no, you know you're not fucked up, right? Now you know you're just emotional, right? You know you're better than this, right? And because Naruto is, I don't give a fuck how sad your story is. My story is sad. I'm not negative like you. Stop being negative.
That's you know what I thought about that? Like everybody in the village knew that, and they still gave him shit. Like, look, you know, in part one, I was like,
that's because
this nigga.
They didn't see him as Naruto. They saw him as a demon.
Yeah.
They didn't see him as Naruto the person. They saw him as a demon. I don't really blame him because just like nigga, he's like a few years ago, the nigga was shooting bombs at your houses.
Well, he was.
Shit. Well, yeah, but the thing inside of him was, but even to that point, Naruto, he never had this negativity to him, even no matter how shitty his life was. Just like Spider-Man, he never had that negativity to him. He was like, no, I'm just gonna keep doing this because it's what I want.
I have other things going on too.
And as much as I hate it, but he would talk people out of their negativity. But the only thing I hated that Naruto ever did was at the end of it all, he said something that I just can't forgive him for. This nigga said, Obito is the coolest guy ever. I'm like, the nigga that killed your parents? I'm like,
yeah.
Listen, if I could accept that Naruto forgave Obito, fine. That's in his character. He's forgiving like that. He said Obito's the coolest guy ever because he had a dream and he got manipulated and stuff. Fine, but this nigga killed your parents, your literal mom and dad.
Yeah, that is wild. Now, like on a no-time stances, even if you forgive him, there's no way he should be the coolest guy because this cool ass nigga killed your mom and dad.
I was like, what? That was the only time Naruto kind of lost me. I was like, oh, he lost me right there. He lost me. I was like, I don't know what he was saying. He's what forgiving is one thing, but that was
they said Neji was right in the chat. That's true. Because the whole Destiny thing, like once Naruto like started all this other shit and I was like, fuck, man, he died and he was spitting facts. If we just listen to Neji from the fucking get-go, things might not turn out this bad.
Well, what I meant was Neji was stating how like there's no point in trying to better yourself if you suck because you suck and you're destined to suck. That's what he was trying to tell Naruto. Naruto's like, no, bro, that's not true. And he proved that because Neji was like, oh, I should have known you would have used your shadow clones. It's your specialty. And I was like, let me tell you something, bro, because you're a year older than me. You want to know the one jutsu I couldn't do? Clones, nigga. You know what I did? I practiced. Like, so don't.
Yeah, like when that's when you seen him make all those clones, he was like trash and shit. I was like, oh, this nigga about to start fading motherfuckers now.
He's like, shadow clones ain't no specialty, bro. It's just something I worked at, bro. It's a jutsu, bro. Like, you can improve. Don't tell somebody don't try to succeed. Like, get out of my face with that shit. And I respect him for that. He's like, bro, get out of my face. I'm gonna do it. His self-esteem was so high. Nobody said to him. No one brought Naruto down.
By the way, so also that actually bothered me about Neji because there's nobody in Naruto who's more the personification of hard work than the nigga who's on his team, Rock Lee.
Yeah,
Rock Lee's on Neji's team. If he knows anything about hard work, Rock Lee is the definition of hard work.
I wish the story gave him more spotlight.
Dude, I would love to see a fight. I would love to see a fight with Neji and Rock Lee. And Rock Lee tacks Neji's ass, and Neji has to do some special shit just so he understands, oh, hard work can get you there? Man, I need to start working hard.
Yeah, I wanted to see a definitive fight between them two.
He would.
with Naruto. Not as disappointing as Bleach, but there's some damn things in Naruto that I did. Oh, it's Tiny Villain on the chat. What's up?
Bleach.
Listen. Bleach could have improved. So, guys, you know what I say? I say that Bleach could have improved itself amazingly if they just took off the filler. You don't even have to change anything narratively. Just take off the filler.
Or just end the story. You know what? If it just stopped when Aizen was defeated, and that was like, okay, Bleach. I was like, dope.
Yeah. But then after she came to Juha, I was like, no, like who is this?
That whole arc was
when Aizen was defeated, if it would have just said Bleach
and Bleach, that would have been good.
All credits, Bleach, Aizen's defeated. This is done. I'd have been like top 5 manga. But then they ruined that. It's down to like top 20 now.
Like then after that was a full. I hated the full so fucking much.
Well, because I still have a fundamental love for Bleach and his characters. So I'm not rating solely based.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say it's arcs. I was so prepared for you to say it's arcs, and I was like, so Thousand Year Blood War's a good arc. That's what you're trying to tell me right now.
Like usual, let's go run through some honorable mentions real quick. My first one, definitely, I couldn't fit them in. I had to do 2 of top 3. And really, The Rock was really my number 4 because you said Iron Man. But my my 5th one, I guess, to be honorable, my daddy himself, Tommy Oliver.
Tommy Oliver?
Tommy Oliver is one of the greatest heroes ever.
You mean the guy who's susceptible to evil thoughts and has beaten the shell of the Rangers at least twice?
Okay, after
Tommy
after that.
He said after the bad times.
So let me run you through the story. Okay, born, abandoned, orphanage, dedicated his life to training or whatever, because whatever, had no mom, had no daddy, goes to the school, gets attacked by putties, defends himself, lady possesses his mind, right? Makes him do evil stuff. He gets freed by the people he was trying to kill. He acknowledges their respect. And when he asked for his help, he didn't even want to do it because he didn't feel like he was deserving. But it's like, no, Tommy, we can use you. You can be a hero. You can help us. So he does it anyway. Proceeds to become one of the greatest Rangers of all time. Defeats everything from Lord Zed to the Machine Empire and then retires. Teaches high school students about paleontology. But then when the call calls him again, he re-invokes the power one more time to go for one more fight, even though he said himself, I'm kind of old for this, but I need to do it. And he can help train the new generation in the process. And then even now, coming back even more for listen, man, Tommy Oliver is one of the greatest heroes of all time, bro.
Okay.
Listen, the Green Dragon Ranger, the White Tiger, Zero Ranger 5, and White Dragon Ranger.
I don't think
nigga had so many fucking morphers. It makes no sense. This nigga should be able to morph without a morpher at this point.
He has the power of his master morpher, which holds all his powers in one, and he leads a new generation of Rangers to keep the range in the world. He's the face of he's a legend. He's literally a legend, but he still helps Rangers to this day.
Yo! I think we skipped something too. Wasn't he the Red Turbo Ranger?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but he gave the reason why I didn't count that one because TJ now permanently holds those powers. He no longer has them.
Okay, all right.
But he still has he still has the powers of Zero Ranger 5, the Brachio Ranger, the White Tiger, and the Green Dragon. But TJ has the powers of the Red Turbo Ranger along with the Blue Space Ranger. Because remember, he gave them to TJ, so he was like, "Here, you can have it." Yeah. So he doesn't have more for anything.
Honestly, but also, you know who else doesn't get the credit he deserves when it comes to being Ranger?
Andros.
Andros is dope, bro.
Andros is dope, but that's not. No, Andros is dope, but Carter Grayson.
Grayson. Lightspeed Red is dope, bro. Yeah. No,
that's why.
Listen, but you got to keep in mind he was a firefighter before he's a Power Ranger, though. So that's kind of.
He was already a hero.
Yeah, that's kind of cheating. You know what I mean? Like he was perfect for that job. Now I'm talking about Tommy. He took up that role. Carter was already doing it before he got the power.
Man just got a promotion. Everybody had to just learn
a
different job.
No. If you're gonna say that, then you can say that about the entire Lightspeed team.
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't one of them working with Dolphins? Wasn't the Asian one working with Dolphins?
No. He was actually like a scuba diver. He saved people and shit.
Yeah, no, he did underwater rescue and stuff like that.
Yeah, he did underwater rescue.
Marine, whatever the stuff, and just like no, they all had a specific field. The Pink Ranger was a doctor. Yeah, no, they all had a specific field. But what I was saying is like if you were to compare that to say somebody like say West, who was just a rich asshole. But then he understood, he can do this, and he should help these people out, and he should do the right thing and completely change how he was. Carter from jump was already a very noble person. So, like, it's not so much that he's not a great hero. It's just I will respect somebody more who could come out of themselves and do something they haven't done before, as opposed to somebody
who's already doing it. Yeah,
already doing it. And they come out of it and take up that responsibility to be like, because it's just like. Just like Spider-Man said at home in Civil War, he was like, if you have abilities and you can do something and you don't, and then bad things happen, well, that's kind of on you.
Yeah,
it's true. If you can do something and you don't, and then bad shit happens, like,
but I'm gonna have to hop out. It's been great talking to you boys again.
Everybody, anyway, bro. We'll see you next week, bro.
How go, man?
All
right, peace. Be well.
But
sorry, I literally had a phone call from my brother, which happens once every 60 millennia. So
that's fine. That's fine. I mean, does anybody else have any more honorable mentions, or you guys want to just get up out of here?
If I can do my final statements, I'm ready for it. I've been ready.
I got Danny Phantom. Nah, Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom was my nigga, bro.
Danny Phantom was dope.
Danny Phantom was my nigga. Hold on, but was Danny really like a hero, or was Danny just a kid trying to have fun?
No, because it started off with him incidentally having to fight these things. Yeah. But once he kind of realized that, this is like real bad that really affects the world, and I have a power to do something about this, I should be doing something about it.
Yeah.
You got his ass.
It's like Spider-Man, but with ghosts.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bro, but Danny was dope. But he could walk through walls, disappear, and fly.
That opening, I was like, bars. Rapping his own powers. I was like, he rapping his own powers.
I really, bro. If I had Danny, see, you know what? I will say Danny is a hero because the fact that he did good with his abilities, which are specifically designed to be malevolent. Honestly. There's like his abilities are designed for people who want to
just fucked up for villainy. Literally made for villainy. It's literally made for villainy. It's literally he. As a matter of fact, I would make the argument that he'd be far more effective as a villain than he ever would be as a hero.
He was.
Look at future Danny.
Yeah, that nigga, he was wilding. That nigga was fucking up shit. His design is cool as shit. That's like, nigga.
Future Danny was a fucking step. Vlad Plasmids, bro. Those powers are designed for villainy. Those powers are designed for villainy. There's almost nothing heroic about those.
That's the reason. Honestly, that's the reason why I say Shigaraki never had a shot. Shigaraki from My Hero Academia never had a shot. His power is literally decay. What do I do? Who do I help?
Yeah,
I don't think that was always his power. Like here,
you think All For One gave it to him? I mean,
I think All For One took his original power, which was more benevolent, and gave him a power that could literally only be used for evil, or to rot and decay, so that he could mind fuck him further into villainy.
Yeah, you think he already had even worse quirk than before this one?
Yeah, the thing with One For All is that he can do that. He can just.
I wonder what quirk he would have had, Dan.
Yeah, One For All's quirk. His quirk is the ability to take quirks and distribute them as he sees.
Yeah, I understand that, but now I wonder, like, what was Shigaraki? What would his previous quirk that would be fucked up? What would it be?
Which leads me to believe that if they do break All For, I don't want to turn this to my Hero discussion, but if they do break All For One out, I'm pretty sure he'll probably start giving people like Toga and Shigaraki all sorts of new quirks and shit. Probably, who knows? But so that anybody else have any more honorable mentions they want to throw out there? Danny to go.
Honorable mentions: Rorschach.
Rorschach?
Oh yeah, that nigga. That watch
Rorschach.
That movie. That nigga so raw.
Dude, I'm telling you, there was a time in my life where one different day and I'd have been Rorschach. I fucking tell you that right now.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know what I mean? Because he's one of the most human heroes that there's ever been.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and that's a fact.
That's true.
Like, he doesn't fight with, like, he doesn't have $1 billion backup or anything like that. He's like, all right, I got spray paint and some lighter. I'm here to fuck your whole week up. Like, and
That
that's
shit
what
made
he
me want to
does.
go watch Watchmen right now.
I'm saying, right? Through that scene where he fights all the cops. That's
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
ooh, that shit was real as shit.
I mean,
He turned him in with the grapple hook. Like what?
I think I can hear the argument for Rorschach being a hero, especially how serious
He
what he
was-
did.
His idea of justice wasn't to allow them to just kind of wipe everything to the side, at least in the movie. And the thing, he didn't really have a lot he could do against a giant space monster.
No. I mean, no. In the essence of what he wanted to do, and how passionate he was about what he did. Sure,
Yeah.
but it's just the fact that this is also the same dude that attacked the dude with a meat cleaver, and like,
No, he attacked a pedophile who fed.
no.
little-
I understand.
That's
what
not
the-
a person.
I
He
understand what the
I don't.
guy
I don't.
was.
He didn't attack a person.
Yeah,
No,
when he was fucking him up.
I understand what the guy was. I'm talking about just in the way in which he did it. Okay, I'll put it to you this way, as opposed to the difference. So, say if you would take a look at like The Last of Us, when Ellie went at David's head with a machete because she was trying to rape him, that was like her panicking for her life, right? Rorschach was in no panic for his life, and he viciously went at that dude with a meat cleaver.
Yes, he
One
did.
shot would have had it done. You see what I'm saying? Though?
Oh,
Yeah.
one shot would have had it. Yeah, well, but it wouldn't have conveyed the wrong that this person did. Rorschach is not about unmitigated benevolent justice. It is absolutely, he's the Joker good guy, really, if you think about it.
Yeah,
Like-
that shit set him off probably when he
It's
seen
good,
that shit.
it did. He's like, okay,
He's like,
how we
motherfucker,
deal
you know,
with
I'm
it.
gonna fuck you up in the worst way.
Yeah, like
That's
this
why
is-
he's thinking like I'm about to get angry and just fuck your day up.
the whole shit. It's like this is the last of your days, and it's taking a real hard turn.
It's like so we have FedEx just called. We have a L for a pedophile named Robert.
Right.
L for a pedophile. That's you. You are outside. You want to stop your package?
Rorschach though is he did his best to not hurt those cops.
Yeah, he was trying specifically not to kill them. If he wanted to get out of there, he could have killed all of them and left. He knew that going into that, and he still chose to get captured because you know what? It's just jail. It doesn't matter. He could kill everybody in jail too. Rorschach is fucking broken, and
Yeah,
I
he's not.
love it.
He's
He's
wacko.
broken in like all he is controlled chaos in a good direction. Like I always wanted him and Joker to go at each other because that would be the most ballin' ass, insane, like large scheme to small plan, like
Well, see,
fighting.
certain
in
characters you
DC.
can't have go after Joker because if they could, let's say Joker can't defend him. Joker can very much defend himself very well. People don't, like,
Oh yeah,
especially since he's a master of clown magic. That nigga got also hitting knives and shit.
oh yeah, dude,
yeah. Certain characters you can't go after Joker because, like, if Rorschach were to go to Joker, and he would kill Joker.
Oh,
Well,
without
if
a question.
If Joker could, he would kill
Yeah.
Rorschach.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So you can't have certain characters go out against each other because they would actually kill each other.
Yeah.
Eh.
Rorschach, he wouldn't let that shit slide that the Joker does.
No, if he could, he would.
No way in fucking hell.
Like you can have Joker take on the Flash because Barry Allen's gonna, all right, I'm gonna arrest him. But you can't
Yeah,
have
he's gonna
Joker
run real fast and
you
punch him.
can't have fucking Joker take on somebody like Jonah Hex.
And the truth is,
I think Rorschach would actually just
Joker
torture
got
the
the
Joker
chance
till he died.
if the Joker got the chance to kill the Flash, he'd cut off his legs.
No, I'm saying like Joker. Joker
just run on his hands.
Anybody that's not Batman. Let's be real. If he had a chance, Joker would kill him. That's not Batman. Even Batman's sidekicks, he only doesn't kill Batman. But what I'm saying is, like, the Flash would never kill Joker. That's why you can have the Flash combat Joker. If you take somebody like Jonah Hex will pop Joker full of lasers, and
Yeah, he would.
like that.
So
So you can't write a story like that because Jonah Hex will kill Joker.
let me ask you a question. And guys, just in general, let me ask you guys a question. If we were superheroes, will we absolutely kill the Joker?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be a superhero though.
Yeah.
I was like, I said it earlier.
I
I
don't
was-
think I do the whole justice thing, send the president for them to break out.
No,
It'd be just a lot of graveyards.
if I woke up tomorrow with enough capabilities and I had these abilities and or whatever, let's just say I just woke up and I had it and I knew I can get it done, I would just travel the world and wipe out criminal organizations, bro. Like just
V for Vendetta, that movie was good.
I'm
I've seen it in
serious.
the chat.
Everything from like from like fucking gangs to Taliban and shit. I'll just kill them. I don't give a fuck. Like, and I would just dedicate my life to doing that, like how the Punisher does. I would just travel.
Yeah, if it was just me by myself and I had superpowers, I just go around the world just fucking up all the bad guys.
Yeah, fucking up the bad guys. Fuck it.
I
Because
would just stick to the country I live in.
But for my moral guidance, to me, I see that as ultimately being a better thing to do because some people can't change.
Right.
Some people can't change. But Human, like I you're talking to a guy who thinks people like Punisher and Red Hood have the right idea. I don't.
I think they have the right idea.
I agree with that.
As much as superheroes for their selflessness, that's not me. I would never say that isn't me. Now keep in mind, this is what I'm saying, and I always believe what you say is what you believe, what you do is what you believe. I could walk outside tomorrow and see somebody try to rob an old lady, and I could jump in front and try to, because I'm like, no, don't shoot the old lady. I could jump in the way and get shot and I could die. And that's really what I believe. But right now, what I think I believe is like, no, I would just drop these fools. I would just like, yeah. Like if I woke up tomorrow with like all the capabilities of like, say, at least Batman, people are dying.
Yeah.
Right. No.
But I make sure I have a costume on because if I'm a black dude.
No, I would stop caring. Bro, I would make
unless I'm like Luke Cage and a bullet can't go through me.
No, I would literally make a website and tell the world what I'm doing. All right, so I'm wiping out everybody, bro.
After streaming, like, I'm gonna fuck y'all up, right? I'm hitting that right now. Like you got a GoPro on, but you flying through the air. Like I'm coming for you, right?
Yeah.
Hold on.
So you're gonna be Osama bin Laden? So you're gonna be Osama bin Laden? You're gonna be terrorizing people before you kill them?
Hold on. There's a statement. Iron Man kills people with no remorse. How isn't he an anti-hero? It's the same reason why one of them is not an anti-hero, because at a fundamental level, she never said she was against killing people.
Exactly.
Not every hero says they're against killing people. True. I mean,
so some heroes are all for murdering motherfuckers.
Iron Man, that nigga understands. Most of the people Iron Man go after. That nigga, he will blow a hole in you. Yeah, but
that shit sounds so weird. Each time I hit it, it's like, oh man.
I'm like, God, dead. I remember Iron Man 3. The dude had him against. He put a unit beam through his chest. I was like, Iron Man, bro. That nigga will drop you.
No, Iron Man. No, that wasn't even my favorite kill. He didn't kill the dude, but one of my favorite kills in the movie. Well, one of my favorite near kills in the movie was when he put the suit on Aldrich Killian and it ordered the suit to self-destruct. I was like, oh.
No, that's what you died.
Huh?
I like the other one, like when he shot the tank and walked away.
Didn't Aldrich Killian die after that?
No, he got back up after that. Because it was Pepper Potts who killed him.
Oh yeah. Almost. That should have killed his ass.
Right, that should have killed him.
That should be fucking Iron Man's level 3 in Marvel versus Capcom. But yeah, that shit was dope.
That shit was mad. No, but that shows me. That showed me then. I think that showed me that Iron Man in the MCU is actually the most dangerous of the MCU Avengers. Because he actively tries to kill you.
Yeah.
Actively tries to kill you.
Well, most of us like, you're not just gonna put me in handcuffs, lock me. It's like, no, nigga.
No.
You think this unit being's for fun? It's not set for fun.
Right. No, here's the thing. No, actually, here's the thing. I think it's more along the lines of if he can capture you alive, then sure he will. But if I have to smoke you, then I'm completely okay with that too. I'm completely going either way. If I'm here, I'm here. If I'm there, I'm there. Like,
hold on. So we're about to get out of here, but before we go, I'm gonna let Valen take it off. But before Valen wraps gets us out of here, I want to say one thing. Everybody watching and everybody in here, you probably have or not. Just go look up the rooftop scene between Daredevil and Punisher from the Netflix series Daredevil. And then listen to the conversation these two have about just saving people, heroism, doing the right thing. And that's kind of the inspiration for the stream in itself. Like what really does make someone a hero. Please do that. And so with that being said, Valen, get us out of here.
To be a hero is to be a great many things to a great many people. Whether it's jumping in front of a car to save a child, or whether it's stopping robbers from robbing a bank. It really comes down to a matter of perspective. What if those people robbing that bank were literally only doing that to feed an entire group of people who had been marginalized and underground or something like that, a la Demolition Man? Would it be wrong to stop them from getting what they need? Or would it the heroic thing be to go get them what they want? Or conversely, are heroes people who strive for this singular goal? That goal can be good or bad because, again, heroism is all about perspective. You can start with the best of intentions and end up in a road you never meant to, following what you think is a heroic path, just because the people that keep calling you a hero have worse intentions than you set out for. We are only a product of those that praise us, and heroism is just that, the product of praise.
All right, guys. That was dope. Oh, David jumped out. Well, I just want to thank everybody for coming through. Valen, thank you for the wrap up. I gotta have you in here for the wrap ups, man. Truly
on a deep level.
Truly, though. Valen, Stone, thank you guys for coming through. Thank you everybody for tuning in.
Thanks for having me.
Soul Fist, Hell Hydra. Tune in next Saturday.
Hell Hydra.